whilst we can count small amounts of data to get totals, as in this case, for each total, here we're covering one column over 15 cells. But what if we want to cover all 17 homeworks? And in this case, there's a whole lot more data. We're going from column B right the way across to column R. So counting would be a far more onerous task. So to make this more efficient, we're going to use COUNTIF and COUNTIFS formulas. So let's start with a COUNTIF. Enter into the cell COUNTIF, and you can see it comes up as most recently used, and we can see that we need to enter a range and a criteria. My range in this case is from B6 right the way across to R20. So I'm going to enter my range into the cell, and now I'll enter my criteria, which in this case is less than or equal to 25. And one of the things I have to do for my criteria is I have to add speech marks around both sides of the criteria, in front of and behind, in order for the formula to work. And I'm going to click enter, and we have 50 homeworks 1 to 17 where the scores are less than or equal to 25. I'll produce another COUNTIF formula for where there's only one criterion to enter, and this time I'm going to leave out speech marks, and Excel gives us a warning. I'll go back up to my formula bar and I'll correct this, and it works. Now use COUNTIFS where I have two criteria to meet. I'll enter equals COUNTIFS, and this time I've got two sets of ranges and criteria to enter. So I enter my first range B6 to R20 as previously, comma, and I'm going to enter my range, which is for this particular piece of data here. Now we add our second range and criterion, and if we check in the formula bar, we've got equals COUNTIFS and two sets of ranges and criteria. Just to make things easier, I'm going to copy my previous COUNTIFS formula, and I'm going to copy it into the empty cell, and I now need to amend to reflect the data that we're trying to find out. So I'll make a couple of quick alterations, and if I press enter, having entered the data, then I get a new total, which in this case is 117. As we can see for this data, there are no formulas in the formula bar, and here are our formulas for the COUNTIF and COUNTIFS. So why do we use formulas? Because data changes. So if I amend the data for these four cells all to read 40, you'll notice that the data changes on one side, but on the other side it doesn't. So where the formulas are, it'll change. Where the formulas aren't, it won't change. So let's take a look. I redo them to 40, it changes. If I undo them, it changes back. This hasn't changed at all. If we want our data to update smartly, we need to use formulas. No formulas, no change. Formulas, it adapts to change.
Brought to you by Evolution.